Hi everyone, welcome to another Labnote session. In this session, we are going to discuss some basic ASA administration techniques. We will be covering Icmp, Telnet, and SSH access to ASA from connected devices. The importance of doing this lab is to understand how a security administrator can manage ASA firewall in their network. Let's begin. I have created a small topology with two routers and one ASA. We have two zones, inside which is secured and outside which is unsecured. We'll be configuring an IP address from the segment of 10.10.10.0/24 for inside and 20.20.20.0/24 for outside. And let's begin. This is our router 1. First thing we'll do will be configuring host name. Then we'll assign IP address. Enable configure terminal host name R1 interface fast ethernet 0/0 IP address 10.10.10.1/24 subnet mask, and bring up the interface by giving no shut. Let's bring second router. This is our router 2. We'll be configuring the host name and assigning the IP address. Enable configure terminal interface fastnet 0/0 IP address 20.20.20.1/24 subnet mask. Bring up the interface. Let's go to ASA. Enable, and there's no password, it's null. You can simply enter. Configure. I'm keeping the host name as it is because only one ASA we have here. Interface 0/0, which is outside interface, and the IP address which we are configuring is 20.20.20.100. That is our plan. 20.20.20.100/24 subnet mask. Then we need to assign a name which is outside, and it has taken security level of 0. It's a default behavior of ASA. Only for inside interface it will assign security level of 100, and even if we configure DMZ, it will consider it as a 0 and it will assign by default. And we can also change the security level by typing security level, and you can assign anything. So since it is outside and we are giving the least security of 0, it's by default it has given. I simply give just to demonstrate. So let's configure. I need to bring up the interface, just no shut, and let's configure the other interface which is inside. We are assigning IP address of 10.10.100/24 name if, which is inside. So you can notice it has taken security level of 100 by default. If we want to change, we can change it, but as of now not required. And I brought the interface up. So now we should check basic reachability from router 1 and router 2. Let's check that. This is our task. First we'll be checking Icmp, verify the Icmp reachability by pinging from R1 to ASA as well as from R2 to ASA. So let's check the first one. Currently we are sitting on router 1 and it got IP address of 10.10.10.1 and we are going to reach 10.10.100. Let's check. Yes, we can reach. We got 80% because the first packet went for out. Now let's check from R2. We are now on R2. Show IP is brief, just to show you what is the IP configured there. We are going to reach outside interface of ASA. Yes, we can reach. Now the second task, verify the Telnet access from R1 to ASA as well as R2 to ASA. So first we need to enable Telnet on ASA. For that, first we need to configure a password. The command is this. Then I will be configuring Cisco as a password, and I'm gonna enable Telnet. This is the command we can use, Telnet, and I'm going very specific here. This is my source address from R1. R1's address is 10.10.10.1 and subnet mask I'll be using /32, and it will ask on which interface, which is inside interface, because my R1 is coming from inside. I have enabled. Then Telnet, this is just to show you how ASA behave if I enable Telnet on outside interface. So my R2 address and this is the subnet mask, and outside interface gonna say enter. So we have enabled Telnet on ASA. Now we can verify. I missed to configure the host name here. Let's do that. R2. First, let's check from router 1. Telnet 10.10.100 is the ASA's interface. We are in. So we are able to access from router 1 to ASA's inside interface. Let's check from R2, because R2 is sitting on unsecured area. We need to know how ASA will behave. So Telnet 20.20.20.100. It will not work because ASA have a behavior of not accepting Telnet from unsecured zones. So it will not work. And now the third task, which is verify SSH access from router 1 and router 2 to ASA. Let's enable SSH. Now we have to verify SSH from R1 and R2 to ASA. So first we need to enable SSH. So for that, it has to have a domain name. So domain name cisco.com, and it must have a username and password. Username is admin and password is Cisco. Then we need to enable RSA key. To key generate RSA and module less 124 optional. Yes, there is existing one, replace it. So it's there. Now SSH, I need to specify this host. 10.1 is my router, that's gonna be one source, and this subnet mask is /32, and it will ask which interface. So R1 is coming from inside. Now I need to specify R2. One is the IP address outside. Okay, now we have configured username, SSH source we have specified, and domain name we have specified. Then crypto key also we have generated. Now we need to, when a router is coming to AC, we need to describe how it is going to authenticate. So AAA authentication, and what is going to be SSH, and it's going to be a console. Then it will authenticate locally. We are not using any TACAX or radius server here, so we are using local authentication, which we configured the username and password. So yes, we have, this is the command for enabling the local authentication. Okay, then now we can verify SSH. I'm gonna specify the username, and what is the destination, which is 10.10.100 is the inside interface of ASA. It's asking for the password. Yes, I'm in from R1 to ASA via SSH. Let's check the same from R2. SSH admin is the username. ASA address is 2020-100. It's asking for the password. Yes, we are able to SSH from R1 and R2 to ASA. So this is the basic administration lab. Like when you are placing an ASA in our network, we'll have to configure. So mostly we need to have CLI access. There are we can use ASTM also, but I'm not a ASTM fan, so I love using CLI. So this is how we can access CLI. This is our small lab about ASA administration access. I hope you have understood the logic, and I would like to thank you for watching. See you on next video. Thank you. Bye.